Yo, what is up, guys? So today I want to go over my eBay account with you. That is actually what you're looking at right now. Kind of just want to go over some of the last items that I've sold, kind of maybe spark some ideas in your head that what you can end up sourcing in the future. I know a lot of people struggle with what they want to sell on eBay. They'll try something out, whether it's clothing or antiques or video games. And, maybe they have trouble sourcing more of it, or they have trouble, keeping up and posting, or their margins aren't good. Whatever it may be, I want to hopefully be able to give you some ideas here for some of the items that I sell. Now, me personally, I don't really have like a niche market that I, kind of sway towards. I sell a little bit of everything, and I know a lot of big eBayers will tell you that's a bad idea. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but for me, that is the only way I know how to source. I'm not very good at buying just video games or just movies or just records. I'm not good at just sticking with one item. And partially because I have such a good margin on everything I buy. And the other side of that is that when I buy a lot of stuff at a time, and it's a mix of everything. So when I sell, I kind of have to sell in a similar way, or I'd have a lot of trouble getting rid of the rest of it, in essence. So yeah, I'm not, by no means am I like some huge eBayer. It's something I'm striving to be. I've definitely, I did pretty good this year. Nothing crazy. It wasn't like that I, made all of my money on eBay this year. I do flea markets. I have a little shop in my local town that I do what's called a dollar sale there. So basically everything in the entire store is $1, and people come dig in. eBayers actually come buy a lot off me. So eBay is something I kind of put on the back burner last year, and I did okay, but nothing, like I said, nothing crazy. But something I would really like to get into more this year and sell a lot more of. And quite honestly, I believe I can source the products. I don't think that's the problem. I think the biggest issue is finding the time to list it, because my listing methods are a bit slower. And I hear some people talking about that they can list 30 or 40 items an hour, which I find bizarre, but quite honestly, I find that impossible. For me, I could never get to that number. But even if I could get to like 10 or 12 items an hour, I think that would be really good. And I'm not talking about like heavily detailed items. Like obviously, if you have to go into the description and write out a full paragraph and take very good pictures and all that, you're not going to be able to do it in a minute or two. So I'd be more referring to video games and easier stuff to sell. But I'm going to go ahead through with you guys some of the items that I've sold recently, and maybe it sparks something for you, maybe it doesn't, but hopefully I can give you an idea, and I'll tell you what I paid for the stuff too, to let you know what my margins are on these types of items. So, randomly, this is a Cadillac DTS navigation DVD. Basically, I found like a little box at an auction. I bought the entire table. Actually, it was multiple tables for $1. Okay, because I go to these auctions, and at the end of the sale, when there's only a few tables left, the auctioneer is either tired or just doesn't care, and he sells everything for one price. And every once in a while, I buy it for $1 or $2. Sometimes maybe even $5. But regardless, I always find really good items whenever I go through all of it. So this is one random thing. There's actually like 4 or 5 of these total listed on eBay. Just one is sold so far. I just listed them all about a week ago, maybe less. I'm not sure. But it sold for $15.26. Honestly, like I can say I have $1 invested in it, then the rest of the stuff is free. But I would probably estimate that I probably have maybe 3 cents invested in this CD right here, and it sold for $15.26. So that's basically pure profit. You almost could look at it like I've gotten it for free. However you want to account for that in your own books is up to you. But honestly, it was a pretty good pickup. This lot of cards here, I thought it would do better than it did. I put 370 baseball cards, all individually cased, all individually packaged up, and I bought them at an auction. I think I paid $4 for the entire box. I figured I would go through them and find a couple that would sell on eBay by themselves. But I looked at probably 20 or 30 of them on eBay just to see what they were selling for. And it was right around like $1 or $2 or whatever amount of change. And I didn't want to get into listing those individually. One reason being that I struggle with cards, because I know some people will mail them with just a stamp on them and mail them in a little envelope. But then I don't think you have tracking. And if I don't have tracking, it won't update on my eBay account. And they'll kind of dock me for that. And every time that happens, my percent of people that I never uploaded a tracking number for would increase, and that would put me below a top rated seller, and I don't want that. So I don't know how other people sell cards at such a cheap price, because obviously the cheapest way of shipping an item without putting it in an envelope and a stamp on it is to go first class, and that's at least $2.63, I think now. So I would struggle making a profit with those, so I put them all together. Still sold it for $25. I actually started the auction at $1 just to see what happened, and it went to $25. Not completely happy with that, but you know, it's one of those things. It is what it is. I still made a decent profit, though. I think I paid, like I said, I think I paid $5, $4 or $5 for the whole box, so not bad. Most of the DVDs and things like that you're seeing, I paid under $1. I really don't pay more than $1 for normally a brand new DVD. With this one in particular, I got this King of the Hill in a box. There was like South Park and all sorts of different seasons of shows, and this was one of them. And there was probably multiple that I listed on eBay, but for this one particularly, I got $12.71 out of. I think I paid a couple dollars for the whole box. Don't exactly remember that one, but you know, I finally got it listed. These pantyhose, weird enough, right? I bought an entire box of pantyhose. Like, I never remember what I pay for things because I pay so little for everything. I'm just being completely honest with you. I do a lot of by the table purchases. Like, people kind of know me at auctions as the guy who just buys by the table. And when tables go up for sale, I'm on them. And this was one of the items on there. There were probably about 40 or 50 individually packaged pantyhose looking like that. They sell for anywhere between $5 and $7 a piece. Now remember, I do free shipping on those, so I have to pay for the shipping. I basically made probably $1.50, $2 profit on each of them. Sometimes people will buy 2, 3, or 4 of them, which is fantastic because my shipping cost is the exact same because they weigh basically nothing. So when people buy more, it's pure profit after that. Basically, I probably made about $50 or $60 profit on that box of pantyhose, which I probably had invested, let's just estimate it, 50 cents into. So that's not a bad pickup at all. Let's see. There were a couple things that I wanted to show you guys particularly to maybe spark some interest. This was just a duck. So this was one of a very interesting item to me for one reason. There was no markings on this duck. There was nothing that said a name on it. It didn't have, you know, an age. It didn't have a barcode. Nothing that I could indicate where it was from or what it exactly was. And I don't sell items that I can't identify or at least see a previously sold item on eBay. So there's no track record of this duck, but I'm like, what the heck? You know what? It's kind of cool. So I'll list it. I listed it for $25. They made me an offer at $18, I believe, and I ended up taking it. But my point being, guys, is it doesn't always have to be on eBay. If you think it's cool and weird things always sell. And I'm starting to notice that, and I'm going to definitely start posting more items like this duck and in the future, because I think that there's a huge market for things like that, but because nobody actually takes the time to list them, because they're a little bit more complex to not just identify, but describe in your title and in your description. So you want to make sure you're a little bit thorough with that. But like I did here, I just basically put everything that I saw this duck to be. It's 15.5 inches. It's made of wood. It's primitive looking. It could be a doorstop. Like, that's it. Threw it out there. And it ended up selling. I paid literally nothing for that. That was another item on a table that I maybe have 5 or 10 cents invested into. Let's see what else we got here. So these are pretty cool. I had 2 total lots of them. There were 12 packaged wipe and wash egg cleaners, and I put them in lots of 6. Sold the first lot for 25, and then this lot for 20. And I charged them for shipping. But what's interesting about these is that I paid $3 for all of them, so pretty good margins on that also. This Dr. Seuss thing, it's just like this little horn looking thing, and it doesn't make any noise. It's just like a toy. It looks like it connects to something, but I didn't know what. So I put it on eBay, and I actually didn't buy this. A friend at an auction actually gave it to me to sell on eBay. He said he thinks it might be worth money, and I'm like, sure, I'll post it for you. So I'm going to give him a large majority of the sale. I'll probably give him $25 or yeah, probably $25 of it, and I'll keep 10. eBay and PayPal and everything else took the rest. But for this item, it was pretty neat looking. It just said like 1967 on it, and it was a little Dr. Seuss toy sold for $50. So quite honestly, it's very surprising what people will pay for things. Something so silly as this little plastic toy sells for, this guy pays over $60 to get it to him because he had to pay for shipping too. So pretty interesting. These Nintendos, there was three. Let's see, I had a lot of 3 here that were in questionable condition, and then this one was complete. Oh no, it wasn't even complete. It was almost complete. It didn't have one of the wires with it, I don't think. But I ended up selling it to the same guy, and he's actually interested in buying more of them. But nonetheless, they sold for a total of $121. I paid $40 for all of them, so I'll probably double my money on a lot like that after eBay fees and everything said and done. But you know what's nice about that is I did gain this guy as a customer, to where anytime I get Nintendos in the future, I know he'll basically pay around the same price whether they're working or not. And which that's really fantastic to have, because that will go a long way. These were the other the egg cleaners that I was talking about, sold for $25. So there's those. More pantyhose. See, I have 0 available now. They sold out. It's unbelievable. But yeah, see, they paid $20.25 for 3 of them. Costed me the same $263 to ship. Basically all profit after that. Let's see how to return. So here's a little mistake I made. Hopefully you guys can learn from it without making the same mistake. This was a poster, a Superman 3 poster from the 80s, which was kind of cool, whatever. The guy paid $12.95 for it. It wasn't a big sale by no means, but when he got it, he was really mad because instead of shipping it flat, because it was kind of a decent sized poster, it was like, 2 feet by 1.5 feet. Yeah, it's listed on there. So it's a decent sized poster. But instead of shipping it flat, I rolled it up, which apparently is a no-no. I didn't know that. I don't know I don't know how I would have shipped it flat, because I didn't have an envelope that big, and I would have struggled making a box like that. I don't know. I really wouldn't have sold it on here if I thought that I couldn't roll it up, because I wasn't going to go through all that trouble for $12. And I would have had to ship it and pay for the shipping, and I did. So I just told him to keep it, and that I ended up refunding him his money. No big deal. He was happy at the end. He said he was going to give it away as a door prize. So happy he could still make use of it. But in the future, I will stay away from posters unless I describe, inside of my listing that it's going to be shipped rolled up, because I thought that is what you're supposed to do with posters. But I understand when you unroll it, it's hard to get back to its flat shape, so I understand that for sure. That's why I refunded him with no problem. A little side note, I found that arguing with customers, especially on eBay, just never works. eBay almost always takes the customer side, so I have always struggled with winning cases and winning any argument with customers. I try to be very reasonable with people. As long as they work with me in the slightest bit, I can basically help them with a refund, and as long as they can get the item back to me, I have no problem. In some cases like that one, I'll just let them keep it because it's just not worth sending it back. This little TiVo I didn't pay anything for. Got $50 out of that. That's a pretty good pickup. There was a couple items that I wanted to show you. I can't find them. They're just a little bit further down. Let's see. Sometimes the strangest stuff sells. Like, you don't want to neglect doing your research on something, because you never know what's worth money. And I'm starting to find that out as I go along. The things that I thought would be really quick sales and I would make a lot of money on, sometimes I make very little or nothing. And then the things that I had no idea, my cat's knocking on my window because she wants in, but she just got out, so I don't know what she wants. The things that I had no idea had any value sell for crazy amounts of money. Like, this is a Hasbro Video Now color. Little, plastic video box from like early 2000s probably, and it sells for $20 with shipping. That is crazy to me. Like, why would somebody pay for that? I probably paid $1 for it or less. Let's see. Oh, I'm running out of time, guys. I got 15-minute limit on these videos that I'm able to do, so whatever. I'll have to show you guys some more stuff in the future. But I do thank you for watching, and I hope that you guys subscribe. I will be doing a lot more videos like these. Hopefully, I sparked an idea in your head or something about what you're going to go on to sell. If you have any questions or about the items that I sell, please comment below or message me or something like that. and I'll be sure to get back to you. But I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.